Welcome back to Truvon Talks with Rachel and Linda. We appreciate you for tuning in to us today. We are going to process something that we have found to be very important in counseling clients, more specifically teenagers, as to when you're dealing with someone that is toxic or unhealthy for you to be in a friendship with. And thank you for your patience. We've all been a little dysregulated this past year, and we're just trying to reground ourselves and get back on course. So, yes. What do we want to, yeah, toxic relationships, Rachel. What do we want to share about that?
Yeah, I hear this come up a lot, especially with teens, right? So we've got, a friend that always seems to make you feel bad. They're very negative. They put down your ideas, leave you feeling really insecure
Yes.
about yourself, about that relationship with that friend. Right? So we'll talk about some of the red flags or warning signs that you're in a toxic friendship and what to do about it today. Yeah. So I already covered a little bit of the first one, and that is that if you're in a toxic friendship, chances are you regularly leave interactions with that person feeling insecure. Right? Yes. You may be having an okay day, and then you talk to this friend and you walk away going, whew, wow, I feel like crap now.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very negative. You might feel really small or less than around them, right? They always make things seem like they're so much better than you. They do everything perfect, and you can never keep up.
So I think of the movie Mean Girls.
Yeah, Regina George.
Yes, or Clueless. That was my time.
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone just being a mean girl. Oh, um, let's go make her feel like she's part of us. But then we're really playing a game and it's going to make her look bad. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because I didn't have that thought process as a teen girl. Probably because I was a tomboy. I don't know. Did you have that thought process? Oh, let's find some girl to make her feel bad.
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah.
I feel like I was often viewed as possibly like stuck up, but in reality, I was just really shy. Like I just didn't know what to say, and I was very quiet. And so, in retrospect, as an adult, I'm like, ooh, I bet people were just like, I don't know, maybe felt weird being around me because I didn't talk. But it wasn't because I thought I was better. I just was awkward and didn't know what to say.
Oh, you were shy.
Yeah.
And you're getting red just saying that. You were shy. Yeah. Aw, my sister, she's shy like that. And people didn't understand why she didn't talk to them. And the impression was, like what you're saying, is they thought you were stuck up.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's hard because you're getting, people are saying things about you, your peers, and that's not even true, but then you're getting this reputation, a rap as they call it, and you're not even that person.
Right.
So being a teenage girl, teenage boy is a challenging time.
Yeah, it's really hard. You're trying to figure out who you are. You're also very impressionable and you want to be liked. Who doesn't want to be liked?
Oh yeah. Yes. And I dealt with some mean girls in high school too. I had Yeah, I've shared this story with some people. I didn't have and I may have shared it in a podcast already. I told you about the shoe thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in our podcast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
have the right shoes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had Dodds, and the end thing was Keds,
Head.
and it was brought to my attention by a teenager that I didn't have the correct shoes. But we were poor. My dad was a school teacher. We didn't have the monies to buy Keds at the time. I guess those were expensive. I
Mm.
don't know. Never had a pair. So it's like, what are those? Uh, I don't know. Shoes. And
Yeah.
then I looked at hers, and she had the little blue label Keds, and it was like, wow, I don't have those. So that's when I knew, or when I experienced something toxic, a mean girl experience. And I don't even know that the person, kids say things, that's just what they do. They don't even know how that lands on you, how that made me feel. I felt insecure, like I wasn't good enough, I
Mm-hmm.
never fit in because I didn't have the right clothes, the right name brands.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience with sort of a toxic statement. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I pull away from this individual? Of course I did. Yeah, decided that I would just be distant.
Yeah. I had similar things happen. Had my hair kind of like back with a little clip and found out that that was apparently not cool and it should have been a bobby pin.
Oh, a bobby pin?
Wow, okay. Yeah, walking down the hallway to lunch, minding my own business, and some girl yells in front, like there's groups of people in between me and this girl. She's like way back there, yells, Rachel, it's called a bobby pin. Like, what is in your hair? I'm like, okay.
Bobby pin?
Yeah.
There's a classic example of a toxic curveball being thrown at you as a teenage girl.
Out of nowhere, I wasn't even having a conversation with this person. She decided to just try to embarrass me in front of this hallway full of people.
And how did it make you feel as a teenage girl?
Oh my gosh, it's like your stomach drops. It's like, is everyone talking about my hair clip?
What's
Didn't
going
know it was
on?
gonna be a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And did it ruin your day?
Mm, I don't think I let it ruin my day, but it probably ruins like a couple of hours of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how you know that's not a person you want to be hanging with or trying to stay connected to, right?
Right.
That's a person regularly leaving you feeling insecure underneath. Um,
Mm-hmm.
One thing I experience is the backhanded compliment. Have you ever got one of those?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Oh, you look so good. You've lost weight. Oh, I must have looked awful before. you know, or
Yeah.
yeah, you've really matured. You've really grown. You didn't used to be, so mature or something. It's like, is this a compliment? And I've gotten this from family members, and I love my family, but they're backhanded compliments. That's when I sort of I'll keep you at a distance, okay? You
Mm-hmm.
gonna stay right there. I'll stay over here. So that's
Yeah.
what I call the undercut. I learned this language somewhere, Rachel. I don't remember where I learned this language. Undercut.
Yeah.
So when you
That's
feel
a
like,
good way to describe it.
yeah, it's like oh, you're such a great counselor, and you could use a little more of this. And then, okay, feels
Yeah.
like an undercut. There's not a genuine compliment of what you're doing or about you. I think an undercut is toxic. What do you think?
I think so too, because, why do you have to add a negative in there? Why can't you just be positive and encouraging and supportive?
Yeah,
No,
what is
like
that about?
if I shared, like, oh, I just love this activity. This is my hobby. This is what I love to do, and your response is, oh, that's not really my cup of tea. I would never enjoy doing that. But I'm glad that you really like it. That's great. Why do you even have to say that you'd never enjoy it? That wasn't necessary.
To make you feel bad?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. To shrink me and make me feel small so that you feel, big and important, and what you're into is clearly so much better.
Yeah. Ugh. And you get this, ugh, like a gasp in your throat and your stomach when you're
Mm-hmm.
around people that use that language, the undercut.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you know you're around someone that's not truly in your camp or in your tribe, right?
So
They're not
true.
really all about, Rachel, you're doing an excellent job. Go for it. Be the best counselor in the universe. Do it. That's the
Yeah.
language that you hear from me, I hope, always.
Yes, always. Yeah.
God,
But I
yeah.
know if it were you or me in that situation, someone's talking about this hobby they enjoy, I would just start asking questions. What's your favorite thing about it? I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with it. Teach me.
Yes. That's language that stirs the soul and prompts inner strength.
Yeah.
And when you hear dialogues of families in restaurants and the language they use towards each other, it's
Mm,
like, wow, how did that land on that person just now?
yeah.
Language is everything in life.
Hmm.
How you use it, what you say, it's really everything.
It really is. And I feel like we'll touch on that at the end again when we talk about what to do with your
Yes,
toxic friend.
yes. Okay, number two. Thank you, Rachel. They don't respect boundaries. What do I tell the boys at the group home? Bad company corrupts good behavior every time.
Mm,
What
I
does
like
that
that.
mean, Miss Linda? They'll say, what is bad company? Yeah,
Bad company.
yeah, what is bad company? Is that the name of a band or a song? I
Sounds
just have
familiar. It
it
does
does.
sound, it's ringing a bell.
It is
Yeah.
for me too. So bad company is every time you're around this group, they are engaging in a behavior that's either illegal or immoral or what else? Illegal or immoral, or it leaves you physically or emotionally hurt.
It's dangerous. It's risky.
Yes, dangerous, risky behavior. Going out on the ridge with a four-wheeler without a helmet while drinking alcohol and going up a hill, maybe that's what we would call
Yeah.
risky behavior. Okay.
Very. Yeah.
And them passing around, gathering up a bunch of stuff, the pills that they found all over the place. That's illegal. That's toxic for your body. Oh, come to this party. We're going to throw all the pills in a pot and we'll all
Mm,
partake. What? Bad company corrupts good
yeah.
behavior every time.
Yeah. These are
Yeah.
the peer pressure situations. Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Think of the stories we could tell. Everyone will laugh.
Yeah. And you want, as a teenager, you want to be part of the group. You want to fit in. You want to feel like your peers think you're cool. Yeah, of course you do. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And some behaviors that make you cool lead to destruction of your life.
Yeah.
So when do I say no? It's illegal, it's immoral, or it goes against my own personal values, right? It's
Right.
destructive to your body, your soul, your mind. Yeah, we've all done stuff. We've all partake of things we probably shouldn't have done in our youth. We've all done that. And there's a time to say no. And I wish I'd had a mentor as a young lady to have told me those things to say no to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Not drugs and alcohol, not that sort of thing, just certain things, guys, those things, right? And I
Yeah.
just didn't know how to interact. So, as a young lady or as a young man, you get invited to a party and it's tempting. The cool kids will be there, but they're going to be drinking, drugging, having good times. You might need to say no, as hard as that
Yeah.
is.
Your body will let you know if you feel
Ooh.
uncomfortable,
Mhm.
right? You get that gut feeling, that sensation of maybe I should slow down and think about this some more. That's a good sign that this is not a good idea. This is not matching up with your moral code and your values.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Rachel. And one time I was at this frat party in college. I just don't know how I ended up at a frat party because I didn't party. I didn't even belong to is it sorority or fraternity? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know which one for females. Um, all the nerdy ones I belong to. But I was in this place and I was in a house in Huntington and I looked around and everywhere was dark. It was hard to see people. And I just got this feeling, I don't need to be here. I think it was on Third Avenue, Fifth Avenue. I was like, I was with my good friends that were intelligent, educated, I was like, what am I doing? And shortly after that, we left because I think there was a guy there that one of my friends wanted to talk to, but it seemed seedy. You know what I mean by seedy? Like
Mm-hmm.
something
Yeah.
felt seedy. I don't know what was going on. I wasn't paying attention. I was just there checking out the hot guys. I didn't know what we're, I
Yeah.
thought that's all we were there to do. So we did leave. I'm glad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're in an environment and you're with your friends and you just get this seedy, something
Yeah.
creepy
Kind of
crawly on your back.
sketchy, kind of shady.
Yeah,
Something bad might happen. Yeah.
that's a toxic environment and you need to get out of there because the only people that want you to stay there would be someone that doesn't care about your wellness or your
That's
health.
exactly right.
Yes,
Yeah.
very
Selfish motives are,
selfish
from
motives.
other people are keeping you there.
Yes, for their own benefit. Maybe they need you as their DD or something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so speaking of selfish motives, right, the next one, the third one is, toxic relationships. It feels like the friendship is always on your friend's terms,
Yeah.
right? Like, that person that like they always get to talk and vent about stuff, but as soon as you start opening up and sharing about something that happened to you, it's like all of a sudden they have a million reasons why they can't listen and they have to go.
Yeah.
Right. It, you know, you throw out an idea or a thought, when everyone's bored and trying to think of something to do, and your thought's just never good enough. We always go with theirs.
Yes. They're always going towards what
they want.
Their needs, their feelings, their thoughts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, if you're recognizing that you feel more like a groupie,
yeah,
right, and you're in the audience and it's their show,
yeah,
that is a toxic relationship for sure.
yes.
Right? There's a huge imbalance between what you want and need in a friendship and what they want and need. Their wants and needs are always getting met. Yours are not.
Yes, you're always there as their dumping ground, as the trash bin, taking in their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we clarified that in the last podcast we did. You aren't someone else's therapist.
Right.
You're their friend. That's an equal exchange bond.
That's right.
You share, I share. Together we share together. Not, I call you up and I dump on you for an hour. Oh, I gotta go. Bye.
Right.
You're left feeling like you just got ran over by a dump truck. What was that?
Yeah. Or if you notice that this friend, is always reaching out to you via text or FaceTime, or, they'll hang out with you one-on-one, but when you're at school or you're at the Friday night football game, they're hanging out with everybody else and they're embarrassed to be seen with you in public.
Yeah, what is that?
That's a relationship on their terms. They decide to hang out with you in private and everybody at the cool kids in public.
That's not true friendship.
No.
You're just a convenience for them.
Exactly. Right. You're filling the void when no one else is there. The last resort.
But that doesn't
mean you deserve better than that.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel. That doesn't mean you deserve to be treated this way. Like, well, when we're at school, I'm not going to talk to you, but when I call you at night and I'm having a meltdown, you'll be there for me. What that says about you is that you're a caring, genuine person and you're trying to be there for that person, but recognizing that they're using you and not really being a friend to you. That's the key, right?
Right.
Yes.
Because there are other people who would appreciate, respect, and value that nurturing, caring, empathetic part of you, right? And want to be seen with you also.
You're right. That's the kind of friendship you want in life. Or colleague or coworker.
Yes.
Rachel and I have such good rapport. I know you guys can tell that. Okay, so number 4 on our bullet list to keep me organized, because I'm scattered sometimes, encourage your worst traits. Oh, gosh. So if you have a friend and they know that you're dieting, you're taking on this healthy lifestyle, and they bring over a bunch of Hershey bars, that would be my kryptonite. And they're bringing you all this chocolate, and you're like, I'm trying to do the Weight Watchers. That Hershey bars are 15 points. Yeah. Or you're a teenager, if you're in a teenage situation, they, let's do this TikTok, and you dress like this, and I'll dress like that. And, they're making you look kind of inappropriate or something by talking about, how you look. And, just this TikTok video is more to highlight them and more to demean you or some trait that maybe they think you don't find attractive. So you don't like your nose or you don't like your hips. And so they, just kind of zone in on those things. They try to make you feel insecure. about what they already know you feel insecure about.
Right.
Um, or you, they know that you like some alcohol, so they try to increase. Oh yeah, you should get wasted tonight. Oh yeah, you should eat that whole box of ice cream. Or, like they're trying to encourage you to do the things that are not helping you. Oh no, Rachel, don't get more CUs. Don't better yourself. You're doing good. Just stay stagnant right there. What?
Yeah. If you're funny, they'll take advantage of that and
Mm-hmm.
manipulate you to make fun of other people when they're around. And so your relationships with other people start to change. People get upset and start to resent you.
Oh, I never
They're
thought.
they're they're a puppeteer, and they have a way of, you know, keeping you like kind of trapped under their control, right?
Yeah.
They have a way of making sure that
Hmm.
um, that you work to push everybody else away, right? By
Mm.
their encouraging these bad traits that they know other people aren't gonna like. You
Ooh,
know,
that's
like you
deep.
gossiping and making fun of them, right? They're gonna encourage you to gossip about other people, and
Yeah.
then they're probably gonna tell those people what you said about them.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yeah. Or, yeah, like what you're saying is true, Rachel. I hadn't thought about that. Or they see that you're over talking or oversharing in a group and they don't say, nudge you,
Right?
give a little
Say
friendly
more.
nudge.
Tell me more about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Sally's standing right behind you, and oh, hey, Linda, tell everyone what Sally was wearing on Friday. You don't know Sally's standing behind you, and so you start talking. Sally
Partaking.
hears you.
Yeah, that's the real underhanded. Ooh, let's make her look this way.
Yeah.
Puppeteer. Mean Girls.
Yeah.
The movie
I
Mean
don't
Girls.
know. I experienced so much of that. Like it's like they have a way of like you don't want to answer or say what they're wanting you to say, but they have this way of manipulating and making you, you know?
Ugh.
Like you eventually it's almost like you just say it to get them to shut up and leave you alone. Like, okay, fine, blah blah. Like there.
Oh, interesting. That's probably happened to me in my high school years and I didn't even know it. I never
Yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do remember. I started cussing because I thought it was funny. And my friends, I guess they were being goofy, they would just encourage it, but it really was getting annoying and stupid sounding.
Mm.
And someone needed to say, Linda, okay, cut off the inappropriate cuss words. That's not funny anymore. No one told me that. So I think that's what you mean. Is that it?
Yeah. Yep. You do.
Crazy. So they don't care if you look bad.
No, they don't. They want you to look bad. That's the goal in, reinforcing like bad negative behaviors.
Well, there's something psychological happening there, but that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
Right? You know what that is. We'll talk about
Yep.
that sometime. You'll have to stay tuned, guys. Um, yes. Oh, we're on number 5.
Oh, and then this is often why we tend to like buckle to the peer pressure, or we tend to go ahead and do these negative things even though we don't want to, because it feels like we're going to lose them as a friend if we aren't constantly appeasing them. It feels like one mistake and
Yeah.
you'll lose them forever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're walking on eggshells around them. They're, they manipulate, your social life to where it feels like they are all you have. You've lost all these other friends, not in communication with them anymore. This person is the most important friend to you. And it just feels like losing them would be terrible. It would be the end of your social life.
And like what you said before, Rachel, meanwhile, they were creating this isolation. So you were singled out and didn't have any other connections. Toxic, man, toxic. That's what toxic friendship is.
Yeah. It's not someone like being mean to you once.
Right.
Or a handful of times. There are mean, rude people out there that say disrespectful things, but to be truly toxic, right? It's very manipulative. It happens very slowly over time. And there's all of this like pressure, and it feels like there's just so much hanging on this relationship, and you can't lose them, but you're miserable at the same time. And it's not an enjoyable friendship.
Yeah, good points. It's not an enjoyable friendship. If you lose them, life is over. Gosh. I mean, not like your life, just saying you feel like your life, the sky's falling or nothing's gonna.
Right. They've convinced you of this.
Yeah, right. I'm all you've got. Without me, you're nobody. Who will you go to if I'm not here? They don't say that. That's what you feel on the inside. So you got what's happening out here, but you have what's happening in here.
Right.
Yeah, so very good, Rachel. Very good. Oh, and finally, what do you do if you find that when you're around this person, you're feeling, this doesn't, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. And I don't know if I should be in this kind of relationship. I mean, they're posting things like on Instagram that maybe my picture was, my hips looked big or my makeup was off, or how do I deal with this toxic relationship? What do I do with that?
I would recommend starting with setting boundaries and calling them out when they do things that are hurtful to you. That would be my first step. Hey, I really don't appreciate that you knew that Sally was behind me and you were like really pressuring and encouraging me to speak negatively about her. Like I'm really embarrassed and I have a lot of guilt. Like that was humiliating to me. And it feels like you did that on purpose.
Call them out. Yeah, I like that, Rachel. If you knew that Sally was behind me and I'm talking about her outfit, you know what you're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Put them on the spot. Hey, what was your goal in, in making me do whatever?
Yes. And eventually you call them out so many times, that relationship's going to dissolve. They're not getting what they want from you. You're no longer of any use to them. Oh, well, bye.
You've caught on. You're not a puppet anymore. And that's what they want. They want a puppet. They don't want a friend.
That may be what we talk about, what's going on with that person next time.
Yeah. That's, if you want a healthy friendship, you're not a groupie, you're not a follower, you're not a fan. Like Linda said, you're an equal. You're on an equal playing field. So if it feels like this person is just way up here and you're down here and you're just trying to keep up, it's not a healthy friendship.
Not at all. Not at all. And so you're right. Rachel's saying, go ahead and set that boundary. I like what Rachel said. What was your goal in saying that? Ooh, when their face goes,
Yeah,
hmm? And you're like, oh, now I see what you're about. You're wanting Sally not to like me. Why? Yeah.
right.
So,
And
and
what
there's,
might happen is you
yeah.
get a lot of excuses. Oh, I swear I didn't know she was there. I had no clue. I would never
Mhm.
do that to you. You're my best friend.
Yeah.
Okay. File
Hmm.
that in the back of your mind. After so many excuses, it's time to cut that relationship off. Yeah. Time to be done, you know.
Yes. Yes. And as a teenage girl, you want to keep friendships. That matters so much. Or guys, you want to be part of the group, and you want to fit in, you want to drink, you want to do the things that everyone else is doing. But what is it doing to you? I've said this
Right.
often to people. Sometimes you walk alone with God.
Yeah. Until you
Sometimes,
find the people to be in your tribe,
yeah, your tribe.
right? To
Hmm.
appreciate, value, and respect you. They may not be in your middle school or your high school, but they're out there.
And that's okay. It might be a group that you find online that is interested in art and validates your painting. That's great. Yeah, that's a positive group for you to be a part of. Yeah, not one that's trying to make you gossip or do behaviors that make you look bad or hurt you. That's toxic. Yeah, is that helpful, Rachel, you think, in how to deal with
So,
a toxic relationship?
yeah. How would someone cut off a friendship? Right? Because you're gonna feel scared, I would imagine.
Oh, yes.
You're gonna be intimidated and nervous. So, I mean, what does someone do? They're gonna cut off a toxic friend.
How much power do they have over you? That's the first question.
Mm,
How much power have you given this person in your life? So ask that question first.
yeah. What if it's a lot of power? They know all of my secrets. I've shared everything with them.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm
The
afraid
first,
that if I'm not
yeah.
their friend, they're gonna post it all over the internet.
Or say I sent a picture I probably shouldn't have. Then what am I going to do? Yeah. Um, there's a slow distancing process. You know, like you can engage in a slow, progressive pulling away without that individual knowing. Have you
Yeah.
ever done that? I've done that.
Yeah. Like if you always answer their text as soon as they text you, right? Wait, but don't answer it.
Exactly. Or they're calling you every day and you're just not feeling it. Eventually, they'll start to be like, huh, they're not really um, talking to me anymore. I wonder what that's about. And eventually they get tired of pursuing you and they'll move on to someone else, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you set a slow boundary. Now they may have your secrets and say, well, if you don't come back, I'm going to post this out and blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can post that out if you want to, or share my stuff if you want to. And I can share too. I have things to share as well. Remember that text you sent me 2 weeks ago? So now, do I advocate eye for an eye? No, I think that love covers all wrongs. But what I do know is when you're dealing with someone that's an emotional vampire, which is a good book to
Mm,
read,
yeah,
you gotta deal with them the way they're dealing with you. That's that boundary stuff.
right.
You have to fight the way they fight. And some people don't agree with that. I think that's all only ammo you've got in the sense of ammunition. What I mean by that language, everything is you have to be able to protect yourself. What is your shield? And when it comes to a toxic person, sometimes you have to use their MO, their mode of operation, how they're doing it. How you
Right. And
going
does it mean you actually do it?
no.
No. But you're letting them know that their choice will have a consequence, right?
Yes.
Are they gonna be willing to risk them looking bad?
No. Yeah. So sometimes you have to be prepared to go to battle in the sense of defending yourself and protecting your own self in this, because you can get lost in a toxic bond, or not bond, relationship, and not even know it until
Yeah,
it's like coming to a head, right?
right. And you know, we got to keep in mind that the when we're dealing with toxic people, they're not thinking on the same like rational level that we're thinking.
Right. They're not
So,
thinking, how will this affect this person? I wonder how Rachel's feeling today.
right,
That's not even coming to mind.
right. And so that's, I feel like that's what you're saying when you say you've got to be prepared to play on their level.
That's exactly it. Yeah. You got to know that they're not empathizing with how they're treating you. They're doing what they're doing to get what they want from you. And that's it. That's hard.
Right. Yeah. So, what would you say to anyone who's thinking, well, that's not right? You should always be the bigger person, should always be kind and respectful to others.
Oh, well, and because, I love God and I'm a Christian, I would say Christ confronted people when they were hurtful to others, and he would tell them straight up what they were doing. When they went to throw stones at the lady, he said, which of you is without sin here? So he asked a question that put them on the spot for their own behavior that they were inflicting, and they dropped the stones. So I would say to that person, you don't you turn the other cheek, yes. And sometimes you hold people accountable for their wrongdoing so as to draw a line in the sand. That's far enough. Um, Being loving doesn't always get you love back.
Right.
Does it, Rachel? Being loving and kind and generous and sweet does not always get that back with certain toxic people.
Right. You're trying to separate yourself from a toxic person who's now using blackmail as a means of manipulation to stop you from leaving them.
Yeah.
They're not playing fair,
Oh,
right?
what? Yes, they're not playing fair. They're in some other realm. They're in, I don't know, what would the realm be? What kind of game are we playing? This isn't the game of life that I want to play with you. Yeah, maybe you
So
want to play
we're
chess.
not,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
we're
ahead.
not saying immediately cut off all communication with this person and divulge all their secrets online. We are not in any way saying that. We're just saying I slowly stop communicating with this person. If they pick up on it and they notice and they start, coming at me with an argument, they want to fight, they want um, to blackmail me into getting back under their wing. They're throwing threats out there. You're just letting them know, yes, that is something that you can do. It's also something that I could do. So just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
They're going to back off because they don't want their image to be spoiled.
Right, because the first law of human nature is self-preservation. It is. So very good discussion today. I hope this was so helpful. I learned something from Rachel. I always do. She's so bright and so smart. Thank you, Rachel, so much.
Thanks, Linda.
So, yeah, we appreciate you listening to our podcast. If you or someone you know is dealing with someone toxic and wants to start setting boundaries, that's something Rachel and I both counsel in, and that's part of emotionally focused therapy because we teach people how to use language that doesn't hurt others.
Right.
So that's our goal.
Yeah.
So
tone of
check
voice
us out.
and word choice,
Mm-hmm.
so important, and we can teach you that.
Yeah, we can definitely teach you that. So if you're curious and you want to check out our website, it's www.truevondwv.com, if I could talk, right? So
yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you again in a couple of weeks, we hope.
All right. Till next
Bye.
time.